My name is Duddits, set up builds and stuff. Just recently I've started like a little Dread series of doing enemy builds all around the Dread. So today I wanted to do a Weaver build. These Weavers are probably the most annoying enemies in the game with their Stasis muck all over the place. But I wanted to try my best to replicate a build around that. This is what these bad boys do. These annoying little enemies. They will literally freeze you and wreck it with solar damage. So I've got a little mini build based around Renewal grasps for infinite dustfield grenades, and we're going to be pairing it up with the massive solar damage via Lord of Wolves. And on top of that, we'll also be featuring Mask of Bacchus, because this has got a little hidden secret of Lord of Wolves, so stay tuned for that. You're going to see in this bottom left, this is just a quick example, you're going to be able to proc your solar weapon boost on Lord of Wolves with Mask of Bacchus. That's going to be a bit more towards the end of the video. But the first sort of like mini build that I'm going to do is going to be full on Stasis build, and it's going to be literal infinite grenade spam, dustfield grenade spam with your Renewal grasps. So I sort of built into that a little bit, and obviously again we're going to be featuring Lord of Wolves to get some absolutely humongous damage. Just look how quick this Hydra gets rinsed with this combo. It is really, really strong. So the first one, the Stasis little version I'm going to do is going to be based around Renewal grasps. Your dustfield grenades have a much larger effect radius. Allies inside the dustfield grenade gain frost armor, and targets inside the area deal reduced damage. If you pair that up with your dustfield grenade, you are going to be able to get a ×8 frost armor stack. As long as you pair it up with Whisper of Rime, that has an increased duration and maximum stat count. Also, what Renewal grasps do, they give you a 50% damage reduction. It makes targets do 50% less damage. And obviously you're also getting a ×8 frost armor stack, which is a 50% damage reduction now. So they're pretty good for damage resistance. And you get the increased dustfield grenade size. And if you run Touch of Winter, this makes your dustfield grenade have an increased slow field size, which stacks with the Renewal grasps. And very importantly, it creates a stasis crystal on impact. That is very important for the grenade spam, which we'll get into. But you'll see the size of the dustfield grenade radius there. Look at the size of that. It's absolutely huge. Very, very noticeable. And you've also got that stasis crystal in there, which I'm going to explain why that's important in a minute for grenade spam. But just one more time, just like the Weavers, pretty large area of effect. And again, when you're in there, you're going to get your frost armor and gain damage reduction from enemies. Now, the other thing to mention is Whisper of Shards. Shattering a stasis crystal temporarily boosts your grenade recharge rate. Shattering additional stasis crystal increases the duration of this benefit. And then if you also run Whisper of Durance to make all your slower abilities have a longer duration, which is obviously excellent for your dustfield grenades. But the stasis crystal, like I mentioned, is very important because of Whisper of Shards. So basically with Whisper of Shards, it gives you a massive boost to your grenade recharge rate. So you'll see in this clip here, that was a headstone crystal. Again, I'm going to show you some more clips in a moment. Just keep an eye on that bottom left, you're going to get improved regeneration. That's your grenade recharge rate going absolutely crazy. You'll see on that bottom left my dustfield grenade. And on top of that, it's any stasis crystal that you'll create. Now on your arms, if you put on Impact Induction, every time you cause damage with a powered melee attack, that also reduces your grenade cooldown. If you put that on with your Whisper of Shards, you can literally have infinite dustfield grenades. You're going to have that improved ability regen. And then obviously with your Gambler's Dodge, every time you dodge near an enemy, you've literally got 3 Withering Blades, 3 melees. So all the crystals that you create from your dustfield grenade and from your headstone and other options, you can literally keep that dustfield grenade a nice steady return. Very, very noticeable. So your infinite grenade is covered. Now for damage, Lord of Wolves just fits this perfectly. This fires a short range burst of solar damage. It's also got Release the Wolves on there. When firing from the hip, this weapon shoots in full auto and rate of fire are increased, but accuracy and range are decreased. And then the Catalyst got reworked. We all know it's absolutely insane. Increases reload speed and stability while Release the Wolves is active. Damaging targets with this weapon applies Scorch, and when aiming down sights, you're going to spread the Scorch. But you want to be hip firing it, it's absolutely naughty. So basically, you're going to be able to wreck things with your Lord of Wolves. You're going to be infinitely able to freeze things with your dustfield grenade. And obviously the Weavers, what they do is they like to slow you and damage you with solar damage. So I wanted to make the build a mixture of damage and slowing, and I think this pretty much replicates the Weavers as much as possible. There is some other options, possibly something like Skyburners, but for absolute pure carnage, you want to be going for Lord of Wolves, because them Weavers do wreck you, especially in harder activities. You've got your Salazar Squall super that also slows, and your melee that also slows. Your Dustfield Grenades that also slows and gives you frost armor, bit of extra damage reduction, and then your Solar Wolf. So basically, exactly like a Weaver, throw your Dustfield Grenade and get in there with your Lord of Wolves and just absolutely destroy things. Like I said, everyone knows how good Lord of Wolves is this season. It's one of the best, if not the best DPS option in the game right now. So you can literally take advantage of that with this build. And even in like really hard content or harder content, even like the 2050 Lost Sector, you can wreck champs very, very easily with this. And again, with that Renewal Grass Dustfield Grenade combo, you're going to get quite a lot of damage resistance, and you're going to reduce the enemy's damage to you as well while you stood inside. The problem that I found with this build, it's pretty good just for like anything really. I wouldn't take this particular build into a GM. The problem is with Stasis, you don't really have any inbuilt sort of health regen. It's just damage resistance. Now the damage resistance is very nice, and you can wreck things with a lot of wolves, but you don't really have any way of healing, so it felt a bit off to me. It was decent, but like I said, the survivability was slightly on the low side, just purely because of healing. Damage resistance was fine. I just was really finding it hard to get my health back in a consistent form. So what I basically had a little think about and think, how could I modify it a little bit? Switch over to a Prismatic Hunter, equip Mask of Bacchus. What this does, while you have a Stasis Super equipped, your dodge becomes a longer range, faster moving shift that partially cloaks you during use. It boosts your Stasis and arc weapons by 25%, but Lord of Wolves actually gets boosted by this. It's something in the lore telling you that Lord of Wolves was like a fallen weapon and the Bacchus is like a fallen helmet. So you'll see in that bottom left when I did it, I got my ×4 solar weapon boost. So that's just something that not many people know. It's something I've covered, and you'll see the damage increase there, 10,018, and it's going to go all the way up once I use my shift, and it's going to go up to that 25%. So that's just clarifying you that the damage works with Lord of Wolves from Mask of Bacchus. Now, obviously we're on Prismatic. Winter Shroud's a great aspect. Dodging slows nearby targets. Slowing targets briefly increases your class ability regeneration. Great for Mask of Bacchus. And then you've got Stylish Executioner, because you're going to be debuffing with everything. Your Stasis, your Dustfield Grenade, your Scorch, everything. You're going to be infinitely invisibility. The survivability was a lot better on Prismatic, as you would expect via a full-on Stasis. But you lose the, with this build, with the Prismatic one, you lose the grenade spam, but you gain infinite invisibility pretty much for more survivability. And then obviously again you get that increased extra damage on your Lord of Wolves just by clicking your dodge button. So it's very, very nice. I'm going to leave both links, dim links for both builds. You can let me know which one you'll prefer if you do try them out. But Bacchus, infinite invisibility, feels very, very nice. The Stasis one could be good for sort of standalone situations as well if you need to sponge a lot of damage, but for me, the Prismatic one probably is the better version. I've had quite a lot of fun making these builds. I did a Stasis and a Strand Subjugator build as well, and I also replicated a Tormentor build on Warlock 2, so I'll link them videos right now. I hope you found this video somewhat entertaining, just a little bit of fun. Weaver replicated. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.